Conversations, brought to you by Floyd County Medical Center, delivering exceptional personalized healthcare with compassion. Joining us here in the bullpen this morning beside me from Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office is Ryan Shawver. Ryan, thanks for joining us once again.
Good morning, Rob. Again, it's always a pleasure to be back in studio with you.
Safe and sound, might I add, because this past weekend, boy, we had a bit of that sleet slush kind of take over our neck of the woods here.
It did. It was our first taste of old man winter's rearing his ugly head, and the road conditions deteriorating quickly over the time. But I got to give a first shout out to our county road crews and our state road crews getting out there, getting those roads treated as quickly and as best as they could. So there's always a lot of stress that goes into that for those guys, and we got to say thank you to them for being out there and still be cautious on those untreated areas. Like you said this morning, there's a little bit of drizzle in the air, untreated sidewalks especially, and your secondary roads, gravels, they even can be slippery as well. So just take your extra time and be cautious when out and about this morning.
And especially with the dense fog advisory, which should be lifting here within the next hour. That kind of took over much of the weekend too. Initially, we had plans to do some shopping in Mason City. Definitely nipped that in the bud on Sunday, because just because the roads said they were green, they were seasonal, didn't
Correct.
necessarily mean that the roads, they refreeze overnight.
Absolutely, they do.
Yeah.
And you put the treatment on there, they thaw, but then it gets cold again, they do refreeze. But overall, we had a pretty uneventful weekend accident wise. There was a few minor fender benders out, a few vehicles still in the ditch, but overall everyone walked away safe and sound. So it was a good one, a good start to the season. You kind of forget how to winter drive sometimes, so it was a good refresher for all of us, but still was pretty treacherous out there at times.
So some of those tips in mind, drive defensively and of course with caution, because it's a lot different than the spring, summer, and even fall driving that we are much accustomed to.
Correct.
In our area.
Yeah, the ice and slush is a whole different beast in itself. Even with four-wheel drive vehicles, four-wheel drive doesn't help you stop any sooner. You've got to slow down, take extra time, especially approaching intersections. I did it myself this weekend, and even in town. You think you're driving slow, tap the brakes, slide right by an intersection, slide through it. It does happen. It's just slow down, drive cautiously. And when it comes down to it, in situations like the conditions we had this weekend, if you don't have to be out, don't, until those roads get treated and temps warm up a little bit. You said in your weather forecast, temperatures right now in the low 30s, but it feels like 30 or below. So it's right there at that cuffs and what the ground temperature is doing and if it's refreezing or not.
Probably give a little extra time to get up and scrape the windshield too, because
Yes.
I know that's a big deal, especially in the state of Iowa, to make sure all your lines of sight completely scrape off that,
Correct.
not just a little square box in your driver's
Correct.
side.
In your driver's side, and scrape those those side windows, even the back windows, so you can get that full 360 view around your vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Speaking of which, Chickasaw County Sheriff Ryan Shawver joining us here on the Morning Roundup 95.1 The Bull, as we transition from winter driving. Of course, the holidays just around the corner. I mean, next week, Wednesday, we got the big day ahead, and some of us are still in the whole hustle and bustle of getting things ordered, whether we go to our big box store or small family shops, or in this case, even online with having it delivered to our homes. And it's kind of the same deal. Like you said, last year, this time around, we're still having those similar issues with the safety of
Correct.
our packages.
Yep. I always promote shop local if you can, but sometimes there's those items that you want that aren't available in the area. So we get things delivered, and there's a lot of packages out there. They arrive at your property, and I really promote cameras. There's a lot of inexpensive systems out there. Put cameras on there. A lot of delivery companies now will say, is there a place where we can drop the package off inside? Is there a service door? Give them codes to your door. Sometimes there's always those options for those carriers. So look into that when you are purchasing stuff online. Again, those porch pirates are still out there, even in the small county of Chickasaw. They're there. We haven't, knock on wood, taken any reports as of yet. Maybe it's happened. We just don't know about it. If you've got neighbors that maybe work different hours than you do, hey, drop it off at the neighbor's house, or hey, I've got a package coming today. Could you keep an eye out for it and come grab it? So there's a lot of good apps out there where they give you text messages when things are arriving, an email update. So you've kind of got a pretty good window when things are coming. You can track it. So you may be able to swing home, or, hey, I know this package is coming. I'm going to leave this side door unlocked today, and maybe it can be dropped off inside. So just be vigilant out there when you do get those big items delivered.
And I know if you give a good headway that you can call your local post office.
Correct.
And they can hold packages for you if they if you give them enough lead time
Yes.
on that, and those who are ones that are privy to online shopping, particularly Amazon, they do have special locations where you can have it saved at a drop-off
Sure.
location
Yep.
and pick it up.
Yep. There's always those options out there. So when you do order something online, look at those options. When you click on delivery services, maybe pick one that does offer those type of options.
Absolutely. Chickasaw County Sheriff Ryan Shawver joining us here on 95.1 The Bull. Another thing that kind of goes in mind as well during the holidays. No, last time we spoke about it, about scams. They're starting to amp up during the holidays.
They do. They prey on people's goodwill. We've got a lot of good people in this county that do want to support organizations. Those ones that come by phone or that say, hey, pay us in gift cards, those are huge red flags. Don't give out any personal information over the phone, online. When we getting back to that online shopping, you Google a company that you want to look for, and sometimes those ones that say sponsor at the top may not be right. Scroll down a little bit farther and see, make sure it's the right one. So protect those Venmo and PayPal accounts. Those scammers are out there. It's happened to some of my family members, and it's very frustrating when things get a hold of. So be extra cautious around that this time of year. If somebody does call and want a donation, hang up, find a different number, because they're going to give you a number to call. That's the number they want you to call. Verify it. If it's a local organization, call and verify. Stop in and verify. So just be extra cautious.
And we talked about this too with New Hampton Chief Rosendahl joined us the past week about sometimes there'll be flyers that have that official name of either the police department or, in your case, with the Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office.
Correct.
Can the public, reach out to you, just double check on that?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're not sure, call and ask us. We can do some research on our end of things and maybe find out if that organization is legit or not.
Very good. Very good. Now, I know one thing you wanted to mention, after Christmas holiday has came and gone, some of the aftermath we have to deal with as well.
Yeah. So that first big day after the holidays, your garbage and recycling days, you've got those boxes out there that may advertise, hey, this is what we have now. We've got an empty box, and maybe it's a new TV or whatever it might be. And it's just a huge advertisement. Hey, we've got this inside our house now. So take the extra time, break those boxes down if you can, fold them inside out. Just make it that a little harder for those people driving by to, if they really want to know, they're going to have to get out and rummage through your garbage to see what you've got. So again, it goes back to keeping your doors locked, keeping security lights on, invest in some type of camera system. But that's just the biggest thing. Watch what you put out there for the trash and be conscious of what's out there.
I would also advise that, if you check some of the sanitation services Facebook pages, they'll give you a heads up on when their pickup days are going to change during the holidays. Actually checked with Gendro in the past week and realized, oh, it's a day early. I better get my stuff out there first thing Monday morning.
With the holidays falling in the middle of the week this year, it's going to be a different schedule for everybody. And it's a good point, because I'm going to have to look at that now and see when my pickup day is.
Exactly. So that's definitely a thing to check in mind there. Chickasaw County Sheriff Ryan Shawver here at 95.1 The Bull. Last but certainly not least, we're talking about New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, those holidays coming up here. Another reminder to be extra safe on the roads, especially if you're going to be part of the festivities.
Yeah, if you're going to partake in some adult beverages of any type, there's a lot of Christmas parties this time of year, holiday parties, New Year's Eve, office parties, whatever they might be. Just be responsible. Call someone, ask for a ride, get a ride lined up. I would think someone would know somebody that they can call or get somebody lined up. If you're hosting one of those parties, hey, find some people that have a van or a Suburban or some type of vehicle that can haul a lot of people, even if it's a car, make multiple trips, whatever it might be, to make sure those people do get home safely. We'll encourage people to go out and have a good time, but just get home safely and ask for a ride, call for a ride.
There's also rider share programs. There's local taxis in the area, and they're just one phone call away.
That's
or
correct.
One tap on the app.
That's right. Whether if it's locally, I know there's a few cab companies in the area, but if you're in an area that does offer those ride share services, by all means, it's worth the time and it's worth the money.
It certainly is. Ryan, further information on all those topics that we discussed there, or just general questions, information, how can we get a hold of you?
Reach out to us. Our administration number is 641-394-3121. ChickasawCounty.iowa.gov is the county's website. Our email addresses are on there, and get a hold of us that way as well.
Any final notes before we part ways before Christmas here in the holiday?
Just wishing everybody out there happy holidays from everybody at our office and the Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office, and to be safe out there. And if you see something to say something. That's the kind of phrase that we've kind of coined this year. We've taken it from the Department of Homeland Security. If you're not sure, just give us a call.
Absolutely. Well, Ryan, thanks a lot for joining us here on behalf of Chickasaw County Sheriff's Office. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see you in the new year.
Sounds good. We'll see you next year.
You bet. Chickasaw County Sheriff Ryan Shawver here on the Morning Roundup 95.1 The Bull. Our community conversation brought to you by Floyd County Medical Center, delivering exceptional personalized health care with compassion on 95.1 The Bull. 8:35, and your Pledge of Allegiance coming up.